Hi there. In this video, we'll be covering how to become a thought leader in your industry. The tips in this video can help you position yourself for speaking engagements and interview opportunities and help you take your company to new heights. By the end of this video, you will learn the importance of developing your message, how to share your message widely, and why writing a book is the best way to establish yourself as a thought leader. And stay tuned to the end of the video for a free opportunity. Let's dive in. Becoming a thought leader starts with experience. You really have to have some experience or background in a specific field or a topic area in order to be able to galvanize your ideas and opinions into something else. You know, this isn't just about having ideas, it's about taking experience and applying that experience into ideas and shaping ideas and helping to drive things forward from there. Through that experience, you then come up with a different model or approach, something fresh, something new, a reinterpretation. You know, you're building off of all of the collective experience that's been pushed out into the world and taking it and reinterpreting it in a new way. You're really building off of what other people have done and coming up with something new, coming up with something unique, and coming up with something fresh. After you hone your model or approach and you develop it, it's crucial to be able to send it out into the world, to share it somehow. You can share your message in so many different ways, but until you share your message, you can't really be a thought leader. You know, being a thought leader is all about sharing your message and getting people to see you as a leader in your space. You can't do that unless you share your message. So it's essential for you to be able to find avenues for you to share your message, whether that is social media, whether that's essays, whether that's interview requests, whether that's blog posts, something. You know, a book is obviously a great example. And there's an air of credibility that comes with writing a book. But it's really all about establishing yourself and being thought of as somebody that people want to listen to and pay attention to because you have something important to say. When I think of becoming a thought leader, I actually think of my wife, Susan, who's a thought leader in the sports card space. She first started out as a journalist, and that's how we met. And she started writing about sports cards. This was 15 years ago on a blog with her friend Marie. And they had this blog and they were, you know, kind of putting out just their stories and perspectives on collecting and establishing themselves and getting a reputation. My wife was eventually able to take all the things that she was doing with the blog post and turn it into writing opportunities for Beckett, a national sports collectors magazine. So she wrote for Beckett for a couple years. And then eventually Topps, the baseball card maker, hired her to work on sports cards and communications and social media. You know, and she was able to establish herself in this space and become somebody that other people look to for insight, for perspectives, for guidance. You know, when you think about high-profile sports card collectibles thought leaders, she's one of the people that comes to mind. You know, she's worked in the writing side, the production side, the auction side, grading sports cards. So she's somebody that people look to in this space. You know, and she's amassed tens of thousands of social media followers. She has so many more social media followers than I do. She's Yank's Chick on Twitter if you want to go follow her. She's very good. But it's really interesting to see the steps and to see the interviews and the opportunities. She'll appear on podcasts. She'll appear on YouTube videos. She's been interviewed by ESPN and other outlets. It's neat to see the steps that she's taken in thought leadership. And, you know, I've looked to that myself because it really is just about building and building and building. You know, building a connection, building a network, connecting with other people. But it takes time. You know, it's taken her 15 years to build that thought leadership presence. And, you know, this isn't just an overnight thing. This isn't just something, you post something on social media and the next thing you know, everybody's looking to you for insight. This is a long-term thing. And that's really why, when I look at thought leadership as a long-term thing, why writing a book is such an awesome possibility for thought leaders. Thought leadership is a long-term thing, and writing a book is the ultimate long-term thing because the presence it can build can last for decades, hundreds of years. It could go on and on and on, and you could really build on all the things that have been written and create something new and different and unique that makes you stand out more than anybody else in your space. You know, when you think about experts in any field, the first thing you think of is who wrote a book about this. You know, you want to be the person who writes the book. You want to be the person who guides the story. You want to be the person who establishes themselves as the premier expert in this space. And until you've written that book, until you've really taken those steps, it's tough to stake that claim. It's tough for you to say that, yes, I'm the person, I'm the go-to person, because books are so big and so timeless and so important and significant. And just having the gumption and having the wherewithal and having the determination to stick it out to write a book. It shows how serious you are about this, and it shows that next level that you're operating at. When somebody thinks about an expert in this space or an interview subject, they're thinking of you. They're thinking of you and only you, and you are the first person that comes to mind. Writing a book unlocks new avenues and new doors that had previously been closed. It allows you to reset your horizons to something bigger. It allows you to connect with new people. It's so powerful and awesome. I've done a couple of book signings and book events, and it's awesome to be able to hold this book and say, I wrote this, I'm now an expert on this, I want to share this with you, you know, and it just carries forward. You know, I think about that with my book about a baseball player named Ken Caminiti that I spent 10 years working on. I interviewed 400 people for it. And before writing that book, there weren't a lot of people who thought of me as an expert on baseball or 1990s baseball or sports for that matter. You know, there's a lot of other people in that space, but then the book comes out and I can hand it to people. You know, and now I'm getting interview requests. I'm getting interviewed by CBS Sports Radio and the San Diego Union Tribune and the Houston Chronicle and all these other outlets as the expert in this space. That book was published 2 years ago and I'm still doing interviews about it. It's awesome to be able to put your presence out there, to share your message with the world, and to be able to stand behind it and see your platform grow as a result. But it's not enough just to push a book out into the world and just think it's going to lead to results. I think about one of the people I worked with early in my ghostwriting career, and they just wanted to cut as many corners as they could. They wanted the speed ahead. They wanted to just rush a book out, and they thought, oh, just the book enough. Book by itself was going to be the answer, and it's not. That book had minimal impact. You know, I did the best I could to help them, but at a certain point, if they're just interested in cutting corners and getting a rushed book out, it's not going to have the same impact. You know, you really want to take the time to do it right. If you're really serious about this and you want to write the best book possible, I recommend working with a book ghostwriter like myself, because these are people who are experts in this space. These are people who write books for their careers, who've written dozens, if not hundreds of books. Having that kind of experience on your side is basically a force multiplier. It's your ability to take your thought leadership and just amplify it to a new audience, to a new group, and get your message out to as many people as possible. If you want to learn more about becoming a thought leader, head to my website, goodghostwriter.com. You can click the link below. And there you can schedule a free one-on-one strategy call with me. I'd love to talk to you about where you're at, to find out what your unique issues or problems are, and how I can help you solve them. I've helped dozens of thought leaders take that next step and write their book, and I'd love to give you guidance and support in any way I can to help you on your journey forward. Remember, good ghostwriting makes great books. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.